Here we go. Here we go. Good to see you again.
What's
Welcome
up?
back.
It's good to see you.
Always a pleasure. Always a
Yeah,
pleasure.
always.
Third time on the pod.
Yeah, I know.
Technically, like 6 because we had 2 recordings that fucking hit the shitter. But people didn't know the details with that. That was a big.
Y'all don't
Big
know
no.
about that.
Y'all know about that life. We ain't about that life here. Oh my goodness. Thank you for coming on. I love having you on. It's a fun time always.
Period.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks. I went to Thailand, came back for 2 weeks, saw you for a week, and then I disappeared again.
Yeah, you went to fucking Guatemala.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes
saw
you
a
gotta do
Snapchat from this
things.
guy, and it was him on a plane. I was like, yo, where are you going? He was like, Guatemala. I was like, what do you mean Guatemala? Like, and he was like, yeah, I decided last week.
Yeah, I didn't tell like anyone until like maybe 2 days before. I think Bella was the only one that I told that like I was like, hey, I'm thinking of doing this. And she was like, are you? And I was like, yeah. But like I mean I knew I was going to, but I just like kind of wasn't telling people. I had this whole thing where I was like, I'm not gonna tell even my parents. And I was just gonna send them a picture of the volcano, of me on the volcano, and be like, I'm in Guatemala. And then be like, what? But then I thought about it and I was like, knowing my luck, like because on the mountain I'm not gonna have service. So it's a full like minimum 24 hours, I'm not gonna have service.
Right.
And I was like, and knowing my luck, I'm going to go up the mountain. They're going to try to get a hold of me. They're going to realize like the texts aren't even delivering. And they're going to be like, our son is dead. Like they're going to call, they're going to call like the Denver PD and be like, please go check on my son. He lives here. And like, then it's a problem. So I told them Friday though. I told them Friday night. I called them Friday night and I was like, by the way, I'm leaving for Guatemala tomorrow. And they're like, what? And I was like, I'm going to go hike a volcano. And they were like, what? Yeah, I just didn't really mention it. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to just do something solo. Because the other thing too is like, I wanted to do a solo trip. And I knew if I like, not necessarily everyone, but like I knew if I put it out there, like talk, like some people may be like, can I come? And I was like, I just don't want to have this. Like, I'm just going to go.
Right.
I want to do it by myself. Like I had one friend that was like, I'll meet you. And I was like, I'm going to be real with you.
I'm going to send it.
I kind of want to just be by myself.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I did. I'm glad that worked out. And I had another friend that was like thinking of going and I kind of I remember offering to be like, you can come. And then afterwards I was like, you want them like not because of them, but I just want to do a solo trip, and so that worked out. They didn't come. Perfect. Had a great time. Nothing. Shout out.
Didn't come.
Shout out you. They never come. Sad for that person. Yeah.
Oh man. Anyways,
Guys got jokes.
yeah,
got jokes over here. Got jokes over here. Wow. What's that? Oh, this podcast is brought to you by Sun Cruiser. Sun Cruiser. Enjoy iced tea with a refreshing taste of vodka at 4.5% and only 100 calories.
100 calories.
I don't know.
I thought it was 0 calories.
100 it says. This is not an official sponsor of the podcast, but we do talk about it.
That's pretty good.
That's good. That's good. Maybe they will be upon one day. Shout out to Sun Cruiser. I know you're watching. We're a little goofy on this episode. So okay, back to the story. So I go on this solo trip. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go. I book a lot of things ahead of time. Sometimes you can like fly by the seat of your pants when you're traveling.
Yeah.
I don't know. We did that a lot in Thailand, but like this was like where I want to kind of have like a set thing. So to do the volcano and do like the hiking and the altitude, because you don't think of like Guatemala super, like it's super mountainous. It's super high elevation. Like this towns I was in the whole time are sitting at 5,000 feet. So it's like, I never left Denver.
Right.
So they always recommend for people that are not at altitude to take 2 to 3 days before you do the hike to get like, acclimated. And you should. That hike, which I'll get into, was very hard. But I decided, I was like, I'm flying in on Saturday morning. I'm going to take a shuttle, book the shuttle ahead of time to drive me to Antigua. Had a hostel ready. I did a private room. Hostels, for those that don't know, it's like you can do like bunk dorm style. We were with 4 other people. Some are up to like 24 people in a room, communal bathroom, all that stuff. You can do that. And it's super cheap. It's like $10 for a bed. So you can travel really cheap. However, I was like, I'm going to get into town. I have to wake up at 7 a.m. to get picked up by the shuttle, then do this hike all day. I want to rest up. Yeah. I'm going to get my own private space. So I got a private room. It's still $30 a night. It's dumb. So it's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Dumb cheap. So do the private room, get in. I got in, took a shuttle to Antigua. That's where you go for the hike. Antigua is this beautiful town in the mountains that is just, it's very old school, old colonial, just old, like Spanish, just the architecture. It's all cobblestone roads.
Love.
It's beautiful. It's surrounded by mountains. You can even see the volcano that you're going to hike in from some angles. There's some rooftops you can go to. That night I was like, okay, I got into town early. I went and got dinner at a hostel that had a rooftop and just enjoyed the view, had a glass of wine, had dinner, and then I went back to my place.
Love.
And just chilled. I stayed at Somas Hostel that night. Would recommend. Really good. Had their own private bar, had a private hot tub, had a rooftop. Great. All the perks you want.
Right.
And you can stay cheap again. So woke up the next day, 7 a.m. I'm on the hike. So I was there for less than 24 hours. I'm on the hike.
Right.
And the hike, I hike a lot.
Right.
That was the hardest hike I've ever done in my life. I've done 14ers. That hike was fucking brutal.
Love.
It is 8 miles, 5,000 elevation gain.
Jeez.
And it's brutal elevation gain.
That's straight up.
And for those that don't know, I have athletic-induced asthma. So, like, when I do strenuous activities is when my asthma, like, kicks in. Like, some people get it and it could just happen whenever.
Right.
Mine, it does occur when I'm, like, doing physical activities.
Right.
So hiking, even though I love it, like, it kills me.
Right.
And, like, I have to take it slow at my own pace. Well, you don't get to do that with this because you're in a tour guide. You're in a tour.
You're like,
you're
you're
a guide.
fucking going.
Yeah.
Right
they're
now.
like, we need to fucking move. And you're like,
yeah,
I could die right now. Like, I need it. Luckily for me, so you're in a tour. The tours are like anywhere, depending on the ones you do, they're anywhere between like 20 to maybe 30, 40 people.
Okay.
And there's even some you can do, like you can do couples ones. There's all sorts of options. So you find what you want to do.
Right.
And you can even, when you book it, it includes like, because you're camping out there. So it includes a tent, includes sleeping bag, and it usually includes some meals.
Okay.
And you can book private rooms too. So like if you're, again, like you, or not private room, but like a private tent or like a, you know, a small like glamping tent or something, and they'll have that for you. I booked just a common one. I was like, I don't care for this one. It's the hike. That's all I care about. Lucky for me, met 6 guys on the hike, 5 guys on the hike that were fucking awesome. And so we were hiking up the whole time, shooting the shit, having a great time. And I ended up just like, we all just grabbed a tent together. So it was perfect. That. It was great.
Yeah.
It was a big old sleepover.
Yeah.
And it's
slumber party.
Yeah, a big old slumber party. And it would have been really good if we were all gay.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been.
Like, imagine how great it was.
I can't relate.
Imagine if we were all gay.
That would have been fantastic.
God, yeah. The volcano would not have been the only thing erupting that night.
Sorry. Oh. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, continuing. So
Like
no Brokeback Man.
That is like a funny thing to say. And it's like 5 of you and you're straight boys, and then you all look at you like,
it would have been.
It's quiet.
It would have been fantastic if we were all gay.
I can't even say I came up with this because I didn't. It was in Thailand. It was the 5 of us. We're all like chilling at the pool. We were just, and it got quiet. And you got to, this is perfect. Like, dude, if you're listening, do this for your friends. It's all gets quiet. You're all hanging out. You and the 5 boys hanging out, and it gets quiet, and you go, "It'd be pretty sick right now if we're all gay." and like it will, like everyone's gonna laugh. Like everyone's going to laugh. It's gonna it brings a laugh. It brings a certain laughable energy to it.
Man.
As a straight man.
I can't relate.
But the thing is too is like factually it is very accurate.
You're not wrong.
Right. No,
exactly.
It's
you're not fucking wrong.
It's not a dig.
Yeah.
It's not a dig at anything. It's not being disrespectful. It is factually correct.
This would be fantastic if we were all gay.
If the 5 of us were gay, we'd be having a great time in this pool right now.
Great time.
We'd be having a great time in the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Sauna would be hot. Not because of
not the
temperature.
jacuzzi.
So anyways, we had a tent together. But we're walking up. This was fun. This is a funny tidbit from the thing. So I knew for me, because the thing too is like you're meeting people that are traveling. Some are traveling, you know, for a couple months. Some are there like myself, a quick in and out for a week. Some might be there for just for the weekend.
Right.
Others might be there for a year. So everyone's on a different page in a sense, but they're all on this hike together.
Right.
And I knew, like me, I was like, I'm here for a week. Like when I get back to Antigua the next day, I was like, I am getting a steak dinner. I'm getting a steak dinner. Now, I would have gone alone.
Okay.
No problem.
Right.
But it'd be nice to have, you know, some people with me.
Yeah.
So I like casually would keep bringing it up on the hike.
Okay.
And when how I bring it up is like they'd be like huffing and puffing because I met a guy, and all of them were from different areas. One was from Seattle, one was from Boston, one was from Italy, one was from British Columbia. So they're from all over.
Yeah.
And some of them don't even hike. He's like, I've never hiked in my life. Like this is my second hike ever.
Right.
And I'm like, this is insane for you to be your second hike.
Yeah, for real.
And they're like huffing and puffing, they're dying, which is good for me because I can keep a pace with them and my lungs aren't killing me.
Right.
But I would, when they would stop, I'd be like, "You're good. You're huffing and puffing. It's all good. Think about that steak dinner tomorrow. Just think about that steak dinner." I just kept saying that.
Period.
And then like 3/4 the way up, the British Columbia guy stops one time. He's huffing, he's puffing. He goes, "Dude, I can't wait for a steak." Like, he finally says it. I'm like, "Yeah, you're getting it."
Okay.
And literally after the hike, I get all their numbers, and I told them, I said, "I'm gonna organize it if you're game." They're like, "We're game." Like all of them now, they're all bought it.
Right.
They're all bought it.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll organize it. And sure enough, I pick a restaurant. I go, meet me here at 6:30, and they all came. It was great.
I love
it was
that.
Awesome.
I love that.
That'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So we get to the hike. The way that the hike is you get up, you get to base camp, which is like a 12:05-ish. And from there, you can decide to do, you can see Mount Fuego, which is the volcano. You can see it from base camp. Okay. So for those that are like thinking about doing the other hikes and stuff, I will tell you, you can get great views, great pictures, great videos from base camp. So you don't have to do the other ones. Now, a lot of times what they do is they give you the option.
You're a bitch.
They give you the option to buy. And then they'll tell you, like, if you don't go, you give you your money back after.
Okay.
So I would tell you buy it, and then you can decide if you want to go.
Okay.
Mount Fuego, there's 2 other hikes that you can do. So Mount Fuego gets you closer to the volcano.
Okay.
It's about a 2-hour trek from base camp to get closer because you have to go like down and then back up, and then same thing going back. And we did not do that. We decided not to do that. 5 of us were like, we're just gonna chill here, and it was fun as fuck chilling with the boys.
Right.
I would also say that probably helps too.
Yeah.
Chilling with, like, you got people that you're having a good time with. If they all go, probably go with them. But if they all stay back, like, you'll probably have a good time staying back, and you won't regret it. We stayed back. We didn't go to Mount Fuego, and it's funny. I'm glad we kind of didn't, because we were gassed. In like 30 minutes after resting, our tour guides were like, we're going now. Right. Versus other people get like a long rest. They go later at night. And like 30 minutes after they left, we all of a sudden were like, damn, we should have gone. Like, we should have gone.
Right.
But this is the thing is, our tour guides told us it was an hour hike.
Okay.
It was not. It took them 5.5 hours. They got, again, it was 2 hours out and back, essentially. 2 hours there, 2 hours back. They told us it was an hour. And we were like, where the fuck are they? And they got back 3 hours after. Like, when they were supposed to get back.
What the fuck?
No, they were like, what the fuck is going on? So we were very glad we didn't do that.
Right.
And then you have the other option, which is a sunrise hike to the summit of Oceanego, which is where you base camp. And it's like another 1,500 feet and probably like 2-ish miles. I think. And you get like, it's a great view of sunrise. I'm not going to say it's not, but it's also like you're just getting like a little bit of a like taller look at the volcano. Like you're elevated. Right. But it's nothing crazy. Right. I have to find the name of the tour I did. I think I did a tour through like Viago or something, and then they booked me this one. I would honestly not recommend this to me. Okay. Because I think our guys wanted to kill us, and they were trying to kill us. Right. There is this incline, and if people have done the hike, they'll know. There is an incline that everyone goes down because it's a straight up incline. Down. And not only is it a straight up incline, it's volcanic gravel that's like sand, essentially.
Fuck that.
And it's like,
so you're digging into it every step that you take.
This thick. You are taking you almost would go quicker crawling than walking.
Right.
Like I'm not. And there was a point where I was on all fours because I was like, this is just way faster. This is way faster.
Right.
And I do this. I wake up to do sunrise because I was like, I'm not going to do fuego. I'm going to do the sunrise hike. I shit you not. It was the hardest fucking thing I've ever done in my life. I went to a very, very dark place. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but like with that like warrior mode that like, you know, fucking Achilles and the Greeks and the Romans must have got into. I was in it.
You're like, I'm gonna do this whether it kills me or not.
I'm gonna kill somebody or myself. Doing this.
Literally.
And now again, I got called this callback. I have asthma, or athletic induced asthma. So I'm walking up this incline, and it gets to the point where I've hit my inhaler 5 times in like a span of like 20 to 30 minutes. Okay. You're supposed to do it 4 times an hour.
Right. No, I know.
And it's not helping.
No.
It's not helping at all. So I'm like dying. I'm physically dying. This is why I say don't do this tour. I look to my left at one point, and I look to my left and I see other people, other tour groups doing switchbacks to my left.
You're like, what the fuck?
And I'm like, why the fuck are we on this? Why are we doing this?
Right.
It's straight up through gravel. And here's the best part. I'm bouncing around here. I met this girl at the Lake Atitlán, which is the last half of the trip.
Okay.
And I'm talking to her because she did the hike. So I'm talking to her about the hike. I'm like, did you do the hike? I'm like, did you do the incline? She's like, what incline? I go, this long ass incline. And she goes, we went down it. I go, yeah, but did you go up it? And she goes, no, we did the switchbacks. And I go, what? She goes, our tour guide specifically told us no one goes up that.
You're like, well, I did.
And I'm like, no one. I said, but I lived it. I did it. Now
I've been through it.
Here's the kicker of this story. I don't give up easy.
Right.
I'm in a dark place. Okay. I'm thinking about some people that have wronged me in my life as of recent.
Yeah, right.
And I'm thinking like, I also am going to get up there, and if they're up there, I'm going to kill them. Because I don't know how to explain it other than like I went to a very dark like place of like I have to like dig deep, and I don't give up easy. I get to the top of the incline and I'm gassed, and at this point of getting up the incline, I'm stopping every 5 minutes almost because I can't catch my breath and the inhalers aren't I can't get it, and I know I've hiked enough to know when I need to stop to get my breath, because if I keep going, then I have an asthma attack, and then it's no longer of like, I won't get my breath back for hours until I'm off the mountain. Right. So and that's a problem because then I'm like, that's a whole other issue. I get to the top, I sit down, I ask the tour guy, I go, how much longer we have to the summit? And he's like, a hora. And I'm like, 1 hour. Shit. And I'm at the back.
You're like, I'm already done.
So I'm in this mindset, and I'm sitting there in the dirt, and I just look at. I remember being like, I can't fucking make it. Like I can't hit my inhaler anymore. I can't. So I sat. It's
not helping, obviously.
No, it's doing nothing. Right. And I just was like, I'll go back down. And he's like, what? I was like, just leave me right here. I'll make it home. And I remember being there, and there was a part of me.
That's heartbreaking, though.
There's a part of me. I had a realization today, which I'll get into, but like, I was mentally like pissed. Like, again, I'm in that dark headspace. I made it all the way to this incline, but I can't catch my breath enough to go faster than this pace that they want us to. And I'm like, I can't fucking do it.
Right.
And I hate admitting I can't do something. Like, because I'd rather keep pushing through,
but like
until I die. But I know
like dying is not going to help you,
right? And so I give up. I said I leave me here. And I remember he was like, "Oh, you know how to get down?" And I was so pissed, I kind of snapped. I was like, "I'm fine. I will get down." I was like, "I'll get down the fucking mountain." And he was like, "Okay." I'm like, "I'll be fine. I'm sorry. I'm just pissed that I'm stopping."
Right.
And I sat there by myself in the cold, 20-degree weather, wind, pitch black, beautiful view of the city, the mountain, the volcanoes going. It was beautiful, but I remember being like, just having this moment of like mentally and physically defeated, but not mentally. Like mentally, I'm like, I know I want to keep going.
Right.
I physically cannot.
But I can't.
And like, that was like dead ass. I wanted to cry.
Yeah. Nobody would blame you.
And it was a weird feeling. Well, as a guy, it's like a weird thing. I remember being like, like I was immediately like, no. But like just sitting there like, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't fucking do it.
But like, you're from Florida. So like,
what am I fucking? What does that mean?
I mean, the altitude will get to you.
No, it does.
I was
but
born and raised here, so
it's-
like the altitude doesn't get to me.
I've been
as
here.
much,
I've been in Denver now for almost 2 years.
that doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. But it's the asthma. That's all it really comes down to.
Yeah,
It's what it. That's what I mean. Because I know friends that have been here for 2 years and they're fine. I've known friends that have been here for a year and they can out hike me. It's there's nothing to do with how in shape or not in shape. It's
Right.
the
No,
asthma.
no, no,
It's
yeah.
the asthma.
Yeah,
That's it.
Right.
My arteries and things get constricted under high intensity workouts.
Right.
And stuff. So, anyways, I'm sitting there like, yeah, wanting to cry, but like, it sucked at the time.
Right.
It sucked at the time. I went back down, went back in the tent, passed out. Like, I mean, because I was just exhausted.
Right.
And just passed out until they woke us up to go back down. But like, looking back on that reflection, I had a moment where I was like, or I didn't think about it at the time. It was like, this is literally like a week later of reflection.
Right.
And I was sitting there and I was like, actually, I think there's a valuable lesson that I needed from this experience, which was it's great. It's a great attribute to keep pushing and keep trying and keep going. It's a great attribute. Doesn't guarantee that you succeed. It also is just as vital for you to recognize when something isn't working.
Right. When it's time to stop.
And it's okay to stop, go back down, and start
Right.
fresh,
Yeah, absolutely.
which so many people don't do. And I'm just as guilty of it. I've done that with relationships. I've done that in work. Like, I'm gonna push through. I've done that. There's times where it's very important. When
Right.
you're working out, when you're an athlete, it's great. When you're in a cold plunge and they tell you to do 1 minute and you're like, I'm gonna do 2. That's great. Those
Right.
things are great.
Right.
But there's certain things in life that it's perfectly acceptable to end it, whatever
be
it is,
done with
and
it.
be done with it,
Yeah.
and start over.
Yeah.
And it's
I
hard
agree.
for us to recognize that, but that was the lesson I took away from that, because it was hard for me to fucking be. Again, I wanted to keep going.
I mean, like, but saying no over like having a medical emergency of like, I can't breathe.
I had to pay for a horse to take me down.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, literally.
There's a girl in our group that
That's
took a
so
horse
much
up.
better though.
Yeah, there's a girl in our group that took the horse up, and we all were like, good for her. She was like,
Smart as fuck.
she was
That'd be me.
Dead ass. She was 30. We were 30 minutes into the hike. It's a 5.5, 6 hour hike to get up,
Okay.
with breaks. But like, she 30 minutes in, she goes, I already know.
That'd
myself."
be me.
She was like, I'm gonna take the horse.
I'm gonna
And
take
we're
the
like,
horse.
what? She's like, I know that I already know.
Yeah.
And we're like, I mean, props to
That's
you.
so real though.
No hate. Anyways,
To know yourself. Oh,
But-
amazing.
so the base camp, I'll say this to close out the volcano, and I'll move on to the last half of the trip. But you get there, you're walking up to base camp, you hear the volcano explode. You hear it. Like,
Actually.
yeah, you're hearing it. And you're like,
Oh shit.
close.
Oh yeah, for real.
You get there, and it's like, you have like probably 2 hours for, maybe an hour and a half before sunset, and it gets dark. And you're sitting there, and you're seeing it, you're watching it explode. And it's exploding, but it's like you're just seeing the puff of smoke, and it's loud, and it is cool. That's
So
still
you don't
very
see the
cool.
lava from
Don't see the
your campsite.
Not yet.
Okay.
No one is.
Okay.
Because during the day.
All right.
And I guess some people say they can see it during the day, but it's very rare. So
Okay.
it just depends on how active it is, and,
Right.
and how much and stuff. But second the sun sets and it's turned dusk, and you're all watching it, you're waiting, and then it explodes. And the first time it's like just a tad bit more dark than it is light.
Right.
You see that lava and the whole side of the mountain, because there's like 20 base camps that spread out. It's like, what? It was everyone is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
like
sick.
that's fucking crazy. And then it just progressively, as the night gets darker and darker, you're just progressively seeing like more and more
Right.
and more, and it's beautiful and it's awesome. And you're also above all of the mountain towns, and it's so interesting because you see the towns below, and you also see the light pollution. You're above the light pollution,
Right.
in a weird way. So
Right.
and there was still light pollution to where we didn't see like crazy stars. We saw a lot of stars, and it was very beautiful. But I've been other places where like you're seeing the galaxy and the Milky Way, and,
Right.
and so we didn't see that. But there was like a part of us you could see like a haze over the cities, and it was like that's the light pollution,
Yeah.
and stuff. So that was very interesting to see too. You cook dinner up there. They cook dinner for you. They have marshmallows. They have a fire. It's cold as fuck. Like you have to bring winter gear.
I love
to
a good
lay up there.
marshmallow.
And yeah, it was just a beautiful hike.
love that.
Next morning, wake up, have breakfast. You get like 30 minutes to get your stuff ready, and you just hike it down. And we like we were like running down because we were like literally like it took us like 6 hours to get up, and we literally got down in 3.
Right. Okay.
And
You're
yeah,
I'm ready to
we
get
were
the
just
fuck
running,
back
and
down.
it's steep too. So there's parts where like you are like, actually the best thing for me to do is just like bolt down this.
Right, because you're gonna keep your balance that well.
I'm gonna keep my balance better.
I get that.
And especially because it's all volcanic. Like a lot of places on it are this volcanic gravel that's like loose and
right.
You just Other recommendation for hiking Asuntanego and Mount Fuego is to bring a face mask, because it's the dust and volcanic ash is everywhere, and they don't tell you that. No one told me that. It was a bitch to breathe. It's a bitch to breathe.
Interesting.
So next day we get down, we have food, we have lunch. I check into a different hostel. I stayed at Tropicana that night. Beautiful hostel, has a pool, its own bar, also has a beautiful rooftop with a bar, and like you can order food up there.
I love their orange juice.
Yeah, they do have good orange juice. Yeah, different company, but they have good orange juice. And got the steak dinner. Beautiful. We went to I think it was Captain Milligan's. Don't quote me on what it was. But I found it walking the street the day of, and then I was like, I'm gonna book this place for us. So I booked it. It was a beautiful table or a beautiful restaurant around. It was situated around a courtyard, and the courtyard had a tree and had lights, and so that had its own ambiance there. And we were the only ones there. It was a Monday night. We were the only ones in the restaurant.
Love.
And the manager came up to us and was like, "Oh, I saw you booked it through this." I was telling her like, "Yeah, that blah blah blah." She was talking to me about it, and then she brought us 2 appetizers. I ordered appetizers for the table. I was telling you earlier how like everyone's traveling differently.
Right.
Everyone's on a different budget, and I also love when I meet people on trips to buy them at least one meal if I can.
Yeah.
And just kind of like pay something forward, and I tell them like, "Dude, just pay it forward for someone else." And so I was like, "I'm gonna order us a bunch of apps. You guys don't worry about it. I'll buy the apps." Because like one of the guys was traveling for a year, and so he's like, he's got a really budget.
Right.
Stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so he was worried already about the steaks because they're more. That's probably his most expensive meal he'll have.
Right.
But anyways, I bought a bunch of apps. Then the owner brought out 2 more apps, and we had like this whole feast. Before we even had steak, we had this whole feast. We had drinks. It was awesome. I wanted to do a wine night. No one wanted to do a wine night with me, but it's fine. It's okay. I got the last half of the trip. The wine night.
I'm going next time.
And then the next morning. So the next morning is the only day I did not have transportation booked for me to get to the lake. So the from Antigua, it's like 2 hours to get to this place called Lake Atitlán, and it's a volcanic crater lake at 5,100, 200 feet,
right,
surrounded by mountains and volcanoes.
Love that.
There's like 9 or so cities around Lake Atitlán, and it's so mountainous that it takes like an hour to 2 hours to like get by car.
Right.
So you just you just take boats across the lake and go. That's how you get to all the different towns. So you stay at one, you go to visit the other one, you take a town, take the boat, and that's how you get around. And it's fucking gorgeous.
Right.
It's so gorgeous. Like there's a part of me that's like, I actually would go. There's so much to see in the world, but there's a part of me that's like, I'll go back there at some point. Yeah. Like I want to go back there. I actually put it. I have a list of things on my phone
of places you want to go back to.
Specifically, places. It's a note in my phone called "Places I Want to Go with My Wife," and
that's crazy.
I put that on.
That's crazy. So not me.
I don't see no ring.
I'm trying to go to these places, man.
I know these places.
Okay, let's bring your wife with us, though.
Yeah. I mean, if I go back with my wife, that doesn't mean we're not bringing people. It's just like I'm writing down places that I'm like, I want to go with.
Shout out to Bab's future wife.
Shout out to the future wife. Future lady.
I'm going with you.
Pretty lucky lady, if you ask me. I'm going too, and I'm a lucky guy to have her. Wherever she is.
Crazy.
But it's it's just beautiful. I ended up booking a shuttle with the Italian guy that I met. He helped me get it, and we go to the lake. I ended up staying in Santa Cruz, which is a more like chiller town in comparison. San Pedro is like the partier town, having more fun if you wanted that vibe. And I did go over there and visit it. But there's all these different. Then there's some towns that are more artsy. There's some that are known for like their street market. So there's just all these different places you can go to. San Marco is like a little bit more like the hippie town. There's like a big yoga retreat thing there and stuff like that. So there's all these different towns. Highly recommend you go and you spend some time checking them all out.
Yeah.
I did 3 days at the lake, 2 nights. I stayed at a hostel called La Iguana. Absolutely loved it. It was beautiful. I booked a private room and had the best private room ever.
Love.
It literally, that room would easily cost $400 or $500 in the US. And I think it cost me $100 a night, which I was cool with. It was the most expensive room I've paid for on a trip.
Right.
But like, I opened my blinds and it's just lake and mountains.
Love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
Super romantic.
Right.
For myself.
And I wasn't there.
It was my wife. But it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And one of the things I love that the hostels did there, I haven't seen it. I don't know if they all do it. I didn't see it until I was in Guatemala, but they did a family dinner, which was cool.
Yeah.
And you sign up for family dinner and you go and you just, it's literally like got, 7 tables set up with 6 people at each table, and you just sit and you meet people.
Love that.
And eat dinner, and that's how you meet friends and blah blah blah. And that night, I met this girl that I ended up hanging out with for the next 3 days, and we met a couple from Canada.
Okay.
And we all, like, the 4 of us just hit it off.
Yeah.
And like we were like, me and him are shooting the shit, having fun, laughing. There's times like the girls are shooting their shit and laughing. There's points where like me and his girlfriend are talking, we're having a good time. He's talking to the girl I was with. It was a fun time.
I love that.
And we did that for like literally the next 3 days. We just went on like
just
cool double dates and had a fun time. And woke up the next day. We were like, let's all meet for breakfast. Sure enough, everyone met for breakfast at 9.
I love.
And we went from breakfast. We went to San Marco. We went to this nature reserve park where you could like cliff jump and swim in the lake. We did that. Like, so there's certain areas that are cleaner than others in the lake, just because it's massive. That's how big it is. And then there's just some areas where there's more people, so it's not as clean. So there's other areas, better areas to swim in than others. We were in that area, swimming, cliff jumping, super fun.
Love. Went
up to a place called the Eagle's Nest, which is actually a yoga retreat where they host events and they have retreats there. But it's there. They have a cafe there that you can go to. And we went to the cafe. Stunning view. Good food. Stunning view. And then from there, we went to across the lake to San Marco. We went from San Marco, took a tuk-tuk over to San Juan, which is the more artsy area. And it's like the famous like colorful sombreros and colorful umbrellas, streets that light up. Went there, did shops, got dinner, drinks, watched sunset. Went back to San Marco at night, went to a few bars, checked it out. And at the certain point, something you should know too is at a certain time on the lake, all the public transportation stops. And they'll tell you like last boat here is 5, last boat here is 7, last boat here is 6, whatever. But you can rent private boats. Like there are people that are like want to make more money and you can rent a private boat.
Right.
And you can negotiate with them. However, so like the public boat is 25 quinzales to take you wherever, which is equivalent to about $3.50.
Okay. Period.
So you can take a private boat and like they're going to tell you 500 off the bat. They're going to tell you 500 quinzales, which is like $64, but that's a lot for them.
Okay.
And so you can negotiate if you want. I know people got it for 300, or you just cannot deal with it if you're like, I didn't care. I was drunk. I was
right. You're drunk as fuck, and I'm like, I'm ready to go where I'm trying to go.
Yeah, just take me home.
Yeah.
And I had it set up where the guy gave me his WhatsApp, so I just texted him. I was like, hey, we want to leave at 8. Can you be there at 8? And he's like, I'll be there at 8. Period. And he just showed up, and I was like, here's 500, done. Take me home.
That's
like,
fantastic.
and that was easy. So I didn't negotiate that time, but sometimes I like the negotiation. But I did not that time. I was like,
exciting.
I don't know, just take me home. And then we went home, had dinner, played pool all night, hung out. Next day, wake up. And we did some more like just adventuring and fun things. Hung out. I just kind of I my place in La Iguana, I also had a private balcony, so like the whole morning just like sat out there, watched sunrise. Yeah. Journaled, enjoyed it till I had to check out at 11, and then went and met Canadians and stuff for lunch, and it was awesome. And yeah, I mean that's like a great 7-day itinerary for Guatemala is Antigua. Hike the volcano, Antigua again, go to Lake Atitlán for 3 to 4 days. Yeah. Go back to Guatemala City and fly out. Yeah. Perfect.
Love that.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Felt like you were gone for a lot longer than a week.
It did kind of, yeah. That
I'm so glad you're back.
Thank you. Thanks. I I could have stayed 2 more days, and I chose not to. I thought about it.
This bitch has been gone since like December.
Yeah, I have been. I'm officially back, and I had another work trip this week.
It's almost March, just so you guys.
Craziness, but yeah, that's my Guatemala stuff.
Yeah,
thanks for doing this.
I'm so glad you're back.
I'm happy to be back.
I'm glad you went on.
Let's go get some food and drinks.
Let's go get some dinner.
Let's go get some dinner.
Yeah. Okay. Cheers, Babs Life.